Hi everybody, Enosh here, and today we're going to be talking about The Flash Season 2, Episode 22, Invincible. A lot of crazy stuff went down tonight, so stay tuned. Alright, so this episode was a little different because we saw Barry come back out of the Speed Force this week very, very confident in his powers and in his team's ability to beat Zoom. A little too confident, thus the title Invincible. Kind of acting like he was invincible, and you know, he was doing a great job getting rid of the metahumans in town and you know, kind of saving the day, but not really thinking about, I think, the weight of what he was doing and what he was fighting. Alright, another plot this week was Cisco. Cisco was really great in this episode. He's vibing, he's getting some premonitions of maybe the future and maybe what is to come. And it'll be really cool to see if that is the case, and I do believe that it is. And also we got to see him use a power that we hadn't seen him use before when Black Siren tried to blast them away, and he propelled it right back to her. That was really cool. It's great to see Cisco coming into his own and actually becoming the character that we want him to be. Caitlin is all over the place. She is messed up in the head. She's losing it. She doesn't really know what is going on. She doesn't know if she can actually fight this thing, if she's going to actually be able to recover from the traumatic experience she has gone through via Zoom. And so it was really cool to see that vulnerability in her because, you know, a lot of times characters are played to be very strong and just, well, I just got to deal with this and I got to cope with it and then move on. We were seeing a lot of vulnerability in Caitlin this week, and I like that. And who could not love Wally West having that push and desire to be a hero? Saying that the Flash has inspired him, that he needs to give back because all this chaos was caused because of him, because the Flash gave up his powers for him. And of course, we find out later he actually finds out that Barry is the Flash, that everybody was in on it. How is this going to change the dynamic in the group? Is he going to feel some kind of anger towards the group, towards his dad, towards his sister, towards others, towards Barry for not telling him, for not letting him in on this huge, huge secret? Or will that hero side of him want to come out even more? And will we see him develop the powers that we know that he is going to one day? I love the little hints where they were in there, here and there, with Barry saying, you know, I want him to become the hero that he was meant to be, and that's just going to be great. And to just kind of see, that relationship can actually work one day when Wally finds his powers, when Wally comes into his powers, that we see that him and Barry may be able to work together and not kind of fight each other for maybe screen time or whatever. You know, I'd like to see how they write that if they actually end up getting Wally to be Kid Flash, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so one of the most exciting moments for me this week was them bringing Dr. McGee into this whole circle of trust, as it were, to know that Barry is the Flash. It was great to see that she had figured it out already and thanked him directly as Barry. And of course, for those of you who've been around and you saw my other video about who I think the Man in the Iron Mask is, you know that I do believe that it is not Henry Allen, but it is John Wesley Shipp as the original Flash from 1990. And this week, we got a really cool old Flash hint, I believe, at that. Because Dr. McGee was on that show, that old show, as Dr. McGee. And this week, we got to see her interact with John Wesley Shipp. And they looked at each other, and I love how she put out her hand and said, I don't believe I've had the chance to meet you. And then there was this kind of smile, this kind of smirk, and yes, it was part of the storyline that you know, they would kind of have a little bit of interest in each other there, but I believe it was also kind of a little nod and a wink to what we may see coming up. Now we come to the end of the episode, and what a payoff it was. I mean, you got the whole family, everybody in this Flash family kind of coming together for dinner. We're going to have a celebration because we defeated Zoom and we defeated all the metahumans. Zoom's gone. Let's have a nice dinner together. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Zoom shows up. He grabs Henry and pulls him up and is challenging Barry. And he ends up running away with Henry in his arms, with Barry trailing after him. Of course, this is a shock to Wally, as Wally's standing there and is like, oh, he's the Flash? You see this all going through his head. How's he going to feel about that going forward? It's going to be really interesting. But then we find that Zoom takes Henry back to his old house, back to Barry's old house, at the exact spot that Barry lost his mom to the hands of the Reverse Flash, and there they stand having this argument, and Barry pleading, saying, please don't take him, take me instead, and Zoom saying, no, I'm gonna do this, and then once I kill your dad, you will know what it's like to be me. You will be just like me. And that's Zoom's whole premise, really. I mean, he wants to prove to Barry that they're alike. They've both gone through similar things in their life, only one chose the light and one chose the dark. And so he wants to try to push Barry over to the dark side. Sound familiar? But that was this week's episode. And I don't know about you, but we sat there after Henry's death just with our mouths wide open in shock. We didn't even say anything for a couple of minutes. We just kind of paused it and just sat there in shock. What about you? Did you like this episode? Were you reacting the same way that we were? Just in absolute shock that they killed off Henry's character? Is he gone for good? I really hope not. I hope that John Wesley Shipp isn't gone, because I love John Wesley Shipp. But I'll tell you what, if what I think is going to happen happens, we haven't seen the last of John Wesley Shipp. Maybe that character of Henry, but not the last of John, because I still stand by my original theory that the man in the Iron Mask is none other than John Wesley Shipp as the 1990 version of Barry Allen in The Flash. I mean, tonight we got this really cool moments between McGee and Henry, which just, you know, harken back to that 1990 TV show. And I don't believe it's coincidence. I don't think it's just a little Easter egg. I don't think it's that, because of the way that they've played it up and given these hints. So there you go. I stand by it, all right? But what did you think of this episode? Did it strengthen your theories, or did it totally crash and burn them onto the rocks, so to speak? Let me know down in the comments section, though. Leave your comments down there. If you haven't subscribed already, why don't you subscribe so you know when these videos come out, so you know when things are going on the channel. I got some really cool videos that I uploaded today with Adam West and Burt Ward talking about Batman and some of the things that they've done. I get to ask them a question. I also uploaded a video today of Leah Thompson and her panel discussion at Comic-Con, and about Back to the Future and Harrison Ford and Howard the Duck. A lot of cool stuff on there, okay? So why don't you go check those two videos out and leave a comment, subscribe, and hey, this is Enosh. Keep running. See you next time. Bye-bye.